Hi, I want to welcome everybody. Say hi, Sue.
Hello. I'm very excited.
We just got back from National Convention, and a lot of you that are on the call tonight was there. And this is kind of our National Convention review. I put out a thing today for everyone to think of their 1 point. I know that a lot of you probably got 5, 6, 7, 8 points. So it's good if you have 4 or 5 written down, because that one that you really wanted to share that someone took just before you come on, you can go to your point too. So, Stacy, since you are on the time limit, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, I have quite a few takeaways as well. I will. Let's see. Which one do I want to share? There's two that are really hard for me to go between. I don't know. I'll just say that, and I'm sure this is several people, because I know as I talk to a lot of people after the conference and even during the conference, just kind of hearing and seeing the whole trilogy, what it is to be a trilogist, and that whole spiel was really good for me, because, I mean, I've been a coach for a little while, but I have one client and haven't really done too much, being I work full time, have kids, blah blah blah, the whole story. So, and two, I'm still on my weight loss journey. I've only lost about 30 pounds, and I go back and forth, up and down about 6 to 8 pounds. It seems like every week, and and so in my mind, I always just felt like, well, I'm not at my weight loss, where I should be, and therefore, no one's going to listen to me. No one's going to want to, they're going to want to see someone that has had drastic results, and they're going to jump on that bandwagon before they jump on mine, because I'm just not there yet. But I feel like they really stressed, and you could just look around, you could see there were so many people that hadn't reached their goal weight and were still doing coaching, or still very successful even at coaching. So for me, kind of hearing those stories and hearing about, that you don't have to be at your goal, you can just be on the journey yourself. I feel like that's helping me kind of change my story a little bit, and then, I think hopefully that'll help me moving forward. And two, I think, I've ruled out so many people based on, they don't need to lose weight. We've all probably done that too, but I hearing just the financial, because it's the health, the optimal health, optimal mind, and then the optimal finances. And I'm thinking, wow, I ruled a lot of people out that aren't maybe, they may be healthy, but they're definitely not doing well, maybe financially, or maybe they could use a little income on the side. So seeing kind of that, I feel like there's definitely even a different approach I could take for those people in stressing the optimal finances in this whole trilogy. So those were kind of, maybe that's two things. I'm not sure if that's one or two things, but that's kind of what I took away from it.
Very good, Stacey. And the thing you pointed out is that what we got to remember is not to analyze what we think the other person's looking for. I tell you, been in the business for the years that Mom and I've been in it, that people that
When we prejudge.
Yeah, the people that we thought would never be interested in business, because a lot of times, because they're business people and they're very successful, we rule them out.
Or they're busy. We think they're busy. They're
the reality
busy.
of it is that that's the people you do want.
Yeah.
Right? That's the people that make it and take shape for life. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Stacy.
Next person.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Just pop right in when you got your point.
I think one of the things they said last night on the leadership call was one of my main takeaways of being interested instead of interesting.
Yes.
And that was that really helps you. I think we mostly, folks that are in this, do try to be interested, and I think the successful ones are. But just a great reminder to listen more than you talk.
Yes.
During the thing. And then another takeaway after actually being there, I thought my first convention, been a coach for 5 weeks, I thought of what would it be like if I didn't come, and after seeing all of that and just energizing me to make sure I make a better effort in inviting others next year. And I just thought of the things I would have missed if I didn't go. And then lastly, even after meeting Jack, I still want to be like Jack.
Wow.
Thank you, Frank.
That's amazing.
And I'll give you that $20 later. But,
this is Frank, by the way. Everyone say your name so we all know who it's talking.
By the way, what Frank said is so true. We try to get as many people there as we possibly can. We tell them how important it is. And we realize life is life. It's not the perfect timing for everybody. But when you get there, I'm in my own mind, I said, oh, I wish so-and-so could come. I wish this would so change them. Because what it does, it propels you. It puts a jet engine on you. It
reminds you of why you're in this amazing
absolutely.
Business.
And just the things that have already been mentioned, it's magnified. You go, I had so many people say, I get it. I really get this. So next person.
How about me?
Okay, go, Jeff.
This is Jeffrey Hattrick down in Phoenix, Arizona, Jeffrey Hattrick. And I had the pleasure of taking a brand new coach. He's been a coach for 2 weeks. And he pretty much just jumped in the car and said, okay, let's go. So we road tripped over there were 3 of us in the car actually. So I got to see convention through the eyes of a newbie, which was really neat. On the way there to ask him what he thought he was going to experience. And he said, oh, it's going to be a lot of hype and a lot of rah-rah. And then on the way home, I said, how did it live up to that? And he said, wow, this is the real deal. So what we sort of took away from it was not necessarily spoke about specifically in a session, but it generated this thought. So we're in the car driving back to Phoenix, said, okay, so after all of this stuff, and we've learned about asking questions, and we've learned about the client acquisition and coach acquisition tools, all these things, what is the one thing that we can do if we legitimately want to go home and go pro? Because that's the big thing when you hear from the stage, the leaders who have really surfaced over the last year, they just made a decision to go pro. But sometimes we leave going, well, what does that mean? So we started listing ideas of, better time management or reaching out or whatever. And I said, actually, no, there's really only one thing that will genuinely move our business forward. And it's mastering the use of this little tool here. It's called a telephone. Some of them, I think you actually pick up anyway. But so we said because how often do we spend time Facebook messaging, emailing, text messaging, or none of the above? And so to bring it full circle, using the phone though, well, great, what do? I've got, hundreds of clients that have been clients before but are not clients anymore. So what corporate has done for us by releasing the ebook, the new B Slim benefits, the new sleep products, whatever that is, we now have something to talk about. So we can master the use of this by having something to say. Because sometimes you think, well, what am I going to say to this person on the phone?
Exactly.
Or truth be told, have any of you had a client that was maybe a lead or something that maybe we didn't coach as well and maybe never even spoke to, but they're in our Office in Motion list? Mm-hmm. Now you can call and go, hi, first of all, Bob, I don't think I know you, but I'd like to know you. And I just got back from our health coach conference, and you might want to take advantage of our Be Slim. I don't know. We have something to talk about. So that's what I took away, is that corporate has given us subjects that we can talk to anyone about, just figure out which thing, and then master the use of the telephone.
Absolutely.
Right. Something as simple as saying, we have popcorn. We have different flavored popcorn. It's amazing, Jeffrey, how many clients are excited about popcorn. So he's so right. We have something new and fresh to talk about. And
I think the first part you hit on, Jeffrey, there is it's so easy to text your people, and especially the ones that you don't know, the clients that you've inherited through leads in different ways that you've never met. They never did anything. And so all of a sudden now you are able to email them. I would say this. If you had 400 people to email, I'd email 10 at a time, and I wouldn't email anymore until I called all 10 of those. Because if you'll do that, there's a gal that did that last time when we come out with something new. She had 400 names. She emailed out a brand, and she called each and every one of those, and she got like 53 new orders off of that, and people changing their lives. So it really does work. Sometimes it's just people getting to know you. So good.
And 1.2, I think it was Tim Cox said one time, for 2 years, he left voicemails to someone. And it wasn't every week, but you think people don't listen. Maybe they don't respond, but they know you care when you continue to, communicate.
Yeah.
So
okay, next person.
Hi, this is Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Hello. So I have 2 things. So fear has plagued me my whole life. So, there was a lot of talk about, kicking fear in the face, and it's a lot about a healthy mind. And so kicking those negative thoughts out of the way. So I took a lot of notes about positive statements, putting those around my, mirror or in my car, finding the positives in life. And the biggest positive is that, and which is the second point, is that this program can save people's lives, like we said. So for me, as a nurse and a really caring person, I want to care for people. So, and this company and this program can do that. So it's bringing value into someone else's life and coming alongside of them instead of dragging them. And then am I being a service to someone else? So it all starts there, just with the conversation, as opposed to, shoving the program down someone's face. So I just have to get over my fear and just share the good news of Take Shape for Life.
Good.
Great. Diane, you're not the only person out there. I think what Jeffrey alluded to earlier, we're so good about organizing the list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not written right. We'll rewrite it and make it look good, and we'll date it here. And pretty soon it's Thursday, and we haven't made one call. And it's that fear, or it gives us a feeling like we're doing something in our business, and we haven't done anything. Until we make the call, we haven't done anything. And like I think Diane really learned that, she's calling because she wants to help somebody. She's not calling saying, I got to get another client. I want to climb this. She's calling because, and when you get to that point where they say, well, no, it's just not for me right now. I say, well, that's great. I'd like to stay in touch with you. Is it okay if I just send you an update on what I'm doing from time to time? And they say yes. And of course, we do that through newsletters, stuff like that.
And not being attached to the outcome. I mean, I think that we're all afraid of rejection. It doesn't feel good to be rejected, but if we're not attached to the outcome, they're rejecting the program, they're not rejecting us, and they may come around, like you said. So.
Absolutely. So, next.
I guess I'll step up here.
Hi, Brent.
I told you, I'm Brent Stahl. As I told you, Jack, at lunch, I usually walked away from all these conferences feeling overwhelmed, or this is too much. How can I possibly dig out of the hole I'm in right now and all this other new stuff to do? And this time, because of the simplicity with which things were done and put across, I really can determine to do something. And like Jeffrey says, just get on the phone and be able to just do something every day.
Absolutely, Brent. And to Brent's point there, for you that weren't there, and there's no condemnation. I mean, if everybody could get there, I know they would. But what the company's done is they simplified everything. There is a brochure and a guide for talking to clients, and there's one for talking to possible coaches. And I'm just showing it because what they've done is they went back to very simple stuff that anyone can do. And as we go forward and get some of these material in your hands, or if you can order them, you'll see that it's just really simple. I tell people, some people say, well, I'm going to go back and read through my books and stuff that I got when I first got it. I said, don't do that.
They're simplifying for a reason.
Really talk to people. Going back again to what Jeffrey said again, is just talking to people. Get something out there, popcorn, whatever you want to talk about, and just get a conversation going and find out about them, because that's the other point that they made at the conference, is that our whole job is to find out what that person wants. And when we find out what that person wants, and like I said, right at the top of your client page, because then you can help that person. If you don't even know what they're trying to accomplish, it takes a long journey.
Maybe Jan has something to share.
Next person.
Well, I've already talked, but that I used that interview guide that you were showing there, this guy, and I actually used it with 3 people yesterday, and I didn't even get a third of the way through, and I just followed it literally exactly, and I only got a third of the way through. I didn't even get to the second page, and they're already.
Oops, phrased out a little bit there, Frank. Come back in, Frank.
That's amazing to me. I don't like to reinvent.
Yeah, I think Frank's breaking it up a little bit. I don't know why, but what he's basically saying is that you don't have, all you have to do is follow the guide. So it's just a 1, 2, 3, and half, like he said, you get halfway through it, people go, yeah, because you're asking them questions and they're answering them. They're letting them. You get to know them, and pretty soon they're ready to go, or at least you know where they're at. Okay. Linda, go ahead.
Okay. I love the fact that, being in teaching, things cycle. Well, being in a business, it cycles too. We went through where we, realized we needed to simplify so that we could duplicate it. And then we had so much technology, so much everything coming at us with great ideas that we did not keep it standardized anymore. And I love the fact that we're going back to keep it simple, make it so that you can duplicate it multiple times, and then it shows a new health coach that it is easy. I do have the time. I can do it, and it looks like you're having fun. And I think that's great. But the other takeaway I took from Mark Nelson and Dr. Mark and Kim Fisk did the one on the brain. And I had just been reading some books on the brain too. And I love, they just reiterated the fact that you, the creative mind embraces the now. You don't create in the past. You don't create in the future. You have to be in the present. And so you have to leave your baggage behind you. I mean, it's not that you're not going to have the emotions or the fears or whatever. And it's just like, acknowledge it, let it kind of float by, and come back to the present. And this is where I'm at now, and move ahead. Because you can't move ahead unless you're in the present. And I thought that really does it, because it gets rid of the monkey talk in your little head, and away you go. That's good.
That's really good. I like that.
And I was looking at her, I think there was like 34 classes. So, you can only attend, I think 7's the most a person could attend. So they had it really spread out. But for you that didn't get to go, what we talked about simplicity, they actually have the little brochure that you just turn the page and you just ask the questions. They're right there. You could literally just go boom, 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 boom.
And that helps people who don't know what to say.
Right, because then it becomes natural. After a while, you do that 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Pretty soon you're asking the question, you're not even looking at the brochure and stuff. So it's just marvelous. So.
And encouraging them to practice it, and ourselves to actually go through it, read it out loud, do it multiple times, practice it on somebody, so that when you're doing it, you're really comfortable. If you do it a bunch of times, even if it's kind of stiff to start with, it'll loosen up and it'll be comfortable when you do it.
Very good, practicing. I can't let the night go without mentioning the last night when they did the awards bank, for the different leaders. My takeaway was, wow, the integrity we have in this company. I mean, what company will have top leaders help each other, root each other on? Like when you're in the restroom, other people in different lines will help you. I mean, what organization will you have that where everybody wants to help everybody? And I just walked away feeling so fortunate. There's so many amazing people. We almost ran out of chairs at the banquet. There were so many people there, and that was such a nice problem. But all the way from Dr. A down, it's just such a blessing to hear them talk and share about their families and their love for each other. I just went away feeling really blessed. I don't know about you. But.
I always marvel over the years. We've been in almost 6 years now. I really marvel at how the integrity is not. Brad McDonald was just a very high man of integrity and loved the United States. And that's just, his daughters moved in, and with Dr. A and all of them, it just holds up. And, this year, soon I was really blessed. And Craig Blanchett and I got together, and we were trying to get a room because we wanted to bring everybody together and stuff. And then when we finally got a hold of the hotel, they said, well, Take Shape gets all the rooms for themselves, and they distribute it. So we were trying to get one maybe across the street or just find something. And we got there Tuesday morning. They sent us an email that because of your guys' participation, they gave us a room. So Craig and I were all happy.
So we're happy we got a room. And Craig turns around the next day and said he was awarded a room.
So both of him and I are trying to do that. So we actually gave away one of the rooms and just stayed together because we had planned all these little games and stuff and just have fun. So I want to thank all of you for making our life successful and fun. So.
Yeah, we love you all. And anybody have anything they want to share? Look at it. 6:25. This never happens.
Oh, it always happens.
I do.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
want to share something. The thing that I liked about the interview guide when you present to a pre-client was that it started out with health coach, then went to the habits of health, and then it went to the eating plan. I love that because it's easy to start with this is the plan, this is what you do, this is what you eat, this is what, instead it has you starting with the health coach. And I think that's fabulous. And then goes to the habits of health, which really is what sets us apart. And we really want to get our clients involved in that. Sometimes it's difficult because they want to go right to the food. But when you present it, this has you go those steps in order. And I think it's fabulous that it's the third thing. And then the fourth thing, of course, is the bio network. And so I just think that the order that they have us presenting in is wonderful. I wanted to say that.
That's great. Well, I do want to touch on some things. We did mention the new products, and they are coming out August 1st, the new packages and stuff that you can buy. And, of course, Sue keeps going to the popcorn. They got 4 new snacks that you can buy them individually in a boxes, or you can buy a mixed box or all that stuff. But the most important thing, and I love that Linda is on the call tonight because they came out with this blanket. Is that what you call it? A blanket, or what would you call it?
Thermal neutral.
Yeah, it just keeps your body temperature. And Linda's going to buy all of you on the call tonight one. Thank you so much, Linda. I think
thanks, Linda.
Oh yeah, anytime.
Just to do your address, and it'll be in the mail, right, Linda?
Right.
But just to make an announcement, because I think this is a good time, because you can't plan too far in advance. 2015, that's less than a year away now. Convention is going to be in Orlando, Florida. And we having lunch with the Stalls before we headed back home. Flights to Orlando are very inexpensive. Do like a lot of them did. They got roommates to cut the cost. But this is so life-changing. So start planning now. Don't wait till 2 months before and try to drum up the money.
And plan who you're going to bring.
Yes, and definitely, because it is life-changing.
We had 5 new people come to convention, and we were very happy with their responses. Yes. They all had a really good time. They were impacted.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to leave before we get off, first of all, is someone else got anything to say before I close it off on a very important point?
I had one thing, is that the B Slim coming up and the changes on that, need to really be careful, because with them only ordering 15 and getting 5 free, that only gives them 20 with no room for extra. So you're really going to have to ask them to buy probably 3 or 4 extra boxes, or they're going to run out before, if they need an extra meal, a few days in that month, they're not going to make it. So you're either going to have to order a few extra boxes with that, or you're going to have to move their order up. Otherwise, he'll run out before they get it.
And I think that's where a good coach comes in. You let them know this is a great deal, but the reality of it is you need more than 20 boxes. Even the 20 boxes. The great thing about 20 and 4 was that gave them the overlay, something they didn't like, all that stuff. And so as coaches, we have to step up. And
Good reminder.
Good
Linda.
reminder. So,
Awesome.
Okay, with that, I want to tell you that all these tools and stuff they've given us are terrific. They're fantastic. If you haven't got to read the ebook yet from Dr. A, you can go right on your own website, or you can go to Stop Challenge and Choose, and you can download it right there. It's free. You need to read that, because it is I read just the first few pages. I'm thinking, because I was thinking I gave this to somebody. Now, what are they thinking? And I read it. I think, oh my gosh! Within the first 3 or 4 pages, it draws them in. I would first of all, our homework is for you to do it, read it. It only takes 45 minutes to an hour at the most to read. Second thing is that if you send that to somebody, and we're going to have to get the technicalities of how to do that, because you can send them to your page and have them downloaded. It's not bad, but it is a lot of steps. We want to be able to send the link to where they can just click, download it, and go. But that thing is so powerful. But the next powerful thing is going back to what Jeffrey said, probably the most important thing you heard tonight is then you got to follow it up with a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sending you this. It's only going to take you less than an hour. How about if I call you back Thursday and see I just want to see what your thoughts are on it. So,
is it too big to attach to an email?
I just put the link in there. I wouldn't even attach it. I put the link.
It attaches. I sent it to a pre-client.
And it worked?
Sorry. Yeah, he's already read some of it, and I'm calling back the email.
Okay.
Now, Frank, on the link, because I could open it up and stuff, but I could never. Craig said he had a email that he just copied.
All I did was download the ebook and just put it in a file, and then send an email and attached out of my file the ebook. So you just load it as one of your files and just attach it as a file.
So when you open it up, I'm going through this because it's very important. And so you open it up and there you're seeing it. How do you save that?
I'm sorry, Jack. My sound is not working very well, and you're cutting in and out.
Okay. Let me know if you hear this. Once you open it up and it's there, how do you download it to your computer? Because to me, it opened up in like a PDF.
I had to find mine. But then, Jack, I'm not real good on the computer. But I downloaded it, and then I said, I know I have it here somewhere, but where did it go? And I finally found it and was able to, much to my surprise, was able to put it on the desktop.
Then I should be able to find it. Then I should be able to find it too, Linda. So.
Well, I might be able to just attach it and send it to you, Jack.
That's fine too. Jeffrey,
and help you with your computer skills.
Thank you, Linda. I so appreciate that.
You're a pro now.
How'd you do it, Jeffrey?
So you go to stopchallengeandchoose.com and you click download and you put in your name and your email address and then you get an email. So when you click on the link that arrives into your email, it takes you right to a web address, so for mine, I'm looking at it right now. It's like stopchallengeandchoose.com/WP- blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to highlight that URL and put it into an email so that when somebody gets my email, they click on that. It takes them straight to this website, and then they can click open in iBooks or read as a PDF. It's up to them what they want to do with it.
So the point about that, Linda, is that some people, when you send that large of an attachment, sometimes they have a hard time opening it up. So if you put the link, that's right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Tony,
good idea, Jeff.
Tony, you got 1 minute to say hi and what the conference meant to you.
Hi, Tony. Happy anniversary.
Okay. Sorry, guys. It's our anniversary, and we just got done with dinner, and he was giving me a bad time because
She wanted to do this at the dinner table.
Oh.
That's a true
No. Yeah, we're different. Okay.
Anyway, it was – are you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It was amazing. Matter of fact, I learned so much. I can't tell you what aha moment I had because I had so many. But I was so on purpose today. I met with somebody yesterday about coaching. Today I had an appointment at noontime about coaching, and Sunday night I have another person that I'm going to interview for coaching.
So you didn't get anything out of conference?
No, I didn't get nothing out of it.
Happy anniversary, you guys.
Yeah, that's so sweet of you guys to stop in. Jim, hi.
Yeah, Jim driving.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the wheel, Jim, please. We don't want to hear a crash.
Oh, that'd be awful.
You guys.